Hello, and welcome to another edition of LEA's Our Voice, a podcast designed to keep our person-served parents, guardians, and friends in the know. I'm your host, Mike Leon, and as always, we welcome your comments on this podcast and your input on what you'd like us to talk about in the future. Send those comments to podcasts@le-academy.org. That's podcasts@le-academy.org. On today's edition of LEA's Our Voice, we're going to update on the LEA programs. We're happy to have with us today Derek Harwood, Regional Operations Manager at the LEA Academies of Shelby and Warren, and Darren Wenson, Program Manager at LEA Warren. These gentlemen are going to bring us up to speed on how their live programming has been going and what's on the agenda for future programming at the Life Enrichment Academies. Derek, Darren, welcome to Our Voice.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. It's a weird angle. Usually we're behind the camera. So
Right.
It's kind of different being on this side of the plexiglass.
Exactly. Well, as long as you're not feeling the nerves.
No, not at all.
Gentlemen, last time we spoke, we're still in the year 2020. More changes have happened to our Life Enrichment Academy since then. Why not start with a progress report on where we are now with in-person attendance at Warren first?
Yeah, I mean, attendance is slowly coming up. I mean, eventually, we'll be going out in the community. We'll get more people. More people are getting, more individuals are getting more vaccinated, and just things are kind of coming along. I mean, it's going pretty well, actually. I mean, we're keeping these guys pretty well, occupied, I guess, in-house, and, having them, safely coming to the building, getting screened. And all that.
So you're finding that their comfort level is increasing now that they're getting vaccinated?
Yes, of course.
Did you find out that your numbers are getting more phone calls to return to
Yep.
live programming?
Oh yeah. They're definitely, a lot of them are definitely ready to return. I mean, we also have the virtual learning. Some of those, individuals will be, getting vaccinated, and will hopefully, be coming back to program soon.
They'll be transitioning from virtual back to in person.
Exactly. Now, prior to COVID, you were about 250 strong. Where are you now? What is your current?
About half of that. I mean, we've had some people, they've moved. Sadly, some have, kind of gone down the downtrend with their health and safety, and, are no longer capable of, attending program anymore. I mean, hopefully, sadly for them, I mean, I feel for them and their, downtrend, but we'll eventually be getting some newer people in here. Hopefully, if their health ever, trends up, they definitely come back, the program.
So you're probably about a 125 coming in?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anywhere from 1 to 5 days a week?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
and as the vaccinations come
Yeah.
through, they're getting more calls left and right. So
Yeah.
I anticipate within the next couple months shooting them up closer to, passing 150 and getting closer to that 200 mark.
I imagine there's some lead time involved in that. When you get a call to come back, you've got to check out van spacing.
Yeah.
and-
Yep. Scheduling, logistics.
Yeah, I mean, logistics is a big thing with this. I mean, we only have about 20 vans, and we can only have 6 in a van, or up to 8 in a van. And if they're coming back to the facility, if they're going out in the community, there's they can only have 6 out in the community to 1 staff. So it's a lot of logistics.
And as the CDC keeps updating and changing rules, hopefully they start to limit the social distancing for vaccinated people, which would allow more people in the vans
Yep.
and
Yep.
so on. So hopefully this summer is going to be a good summer and get everybody back here.
Certainly hope so. Now, as far as Shelby is concerned, what were the Shelby numbers before COVID, and where are you now as far as in-program attendance?
Yeah, before Shelby they had around 160, and currently they have 58 that's coming back to program. Out of the 58, they have about 40 that's going in the community 1 to 5 days a week. So they split sometime in-house and sometime in the community. They go out very mildly because we're starting slow, so they may just go bowling 1 day a week or something, trying to get back into the community and start fresh. And that's what Warren is going to be
Yeah.
hopefully starting soon within the next few weeks.
Yeah, I looked at some spreadsheet numbers for Shelby and basically giving the reasons that they weren't attending. And a lot of them have waiting on vaccine. Most of them do. Okay, but still, even with the vaccine, they're going to be required to wear a mask.
Yep, the mask wearing and the vaccine are the two things I feel like will get a lot of people back. Once they're vaccinated, they are coming back, and then if we can ever pull these masks for vaccinated people, I think our numbers would go back to pretty close to
Definitely,
normal.
they'll individuals and families, they'll be a little bit more comfortable, with them
Right,
attending.
for sure.
I know Leslie Alsheimer could not be with us today because of a scheduling situation, but she gave me some numbers. For New Haven, prior to COVID, we were at 165, and now they're back with about 38, okay? Their program for in the community is in the works, okay? And then we have Monroe Life Enrichment Academy, prior to COVID was at 99, and now they're at 25, so they're slowly coming back. A return to normalcy, which is always great.
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to mention, because we keep talking about in-person learning, we do have that virtual learning, which is like Warren has 125 in-person, but they have another around 20 that come virtually every day. Maybe it's 17,
50, around 15 to 20. I mean,
15 to
a
20,
lot of
depends on
them
the
pop
day.
in and pop out of the virtual sessions. So
Yeah,
But-
by all means, it's not too late, and when our guardians and parents see this podcast, they have to remember they can still call and get their individuals set up for virtual learning. It's a great experience.
Oh, for sure. And each site has it, each location, at least in the Macomb currently. And yeah, it's great. They do a great job. They do a lot of learning and training, and the staff running it at each site's really well entertaining and involved. So it's something definitely, if you're listening to and want to get them, it's a good chance to see their friends and still learn and train, and then hopefully stay connected. So when they get vaccinated, or whatever reasons keeping them away from here, they'll come back and still feel close to everyone.
And another great chance to see their friends is to watch our podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
And obviously, we're going to be starting in April. There'll be a contest going on. So you register your likes and your views, and in the comments section, you put the individual's name in, okay? And when you do that, we will pull that name from the comments section, put it in a raffle for a $100 gift card. This is going to go on at least through the whole summer, so
Cool. Sounds
just
like
we
sounds like a
improve
gym
our
contest.
viewership that way.
Cool. I would like a $100 gift card.
I think we all would.
Can we make that 1,000 for me?
We have a plan to get back into the community on outings. Please share that plan with us.
I mean, it's all logistical standpoint. I mean, you gotta figure out, who's comfortable with going in the community, and then you gotta find, ask them what, how many days they want out in the community. Some want, one, some want up to 5. I mean, that's kind of the basis of, kind of starting off, and then, the second part is like finding places that are open that will accept, our groups.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't have like 100 people going into one place. That's, crazy.
Right.
Yeah, like he said,
From the
I don't think
standpoint.
people realize the
So-
work and planning that goes into it, and the involvement,
Yeah.
the scheduling, all the van runs, all the different
I mean,
groups,
it's
the,
even,
the staffing.
I have a limited, my site has limited number of vans that I, can use for like community. So it's a lot of, process, a lot of structure and process to go, to
Well,
get
it's
it
got to
going.
be safe. I know a lot of our persons served thrive on the socialization of community life. A lot of them like to bowl. They like their parks. They like just being out in some fresh air. So I'm sure with the weather breaking, and I'm sure there's a lot of that in their future, at least I hope. And I know they'll social distance at the bowling alley.
Yeah.
I know they're not going to have a problem with the 6 feet. And I think that's going to increase your attendance because a lot of people are waiting to come back specifically to go out.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
And as you're calling people are coming back when you mention community,
Yeah.
correct?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that happened at Shelby too. I know they got a few back.
I was just going to ask you that.
But a lot of the in-house people that have been coming in-house, they've been waiting for the community, so they got super excited. And then obviously that leads to word of mouth, telling their friends, "Hey, community's back," and then we slowly get more calls.
We're gonna be going out soon.
That along with the vaccination and stuff, slowly we're creeping up, and it's going a lot slower than we would have liked a year ago,
Yeah.
but we're getting there.
Right.
And I think you finally see a light at the end of the tunnel, which is kind of exciting.
Obviously, safety has been the first and foremost plan of all our academies since they opened. And what is the COVID-19 protocol now for the community program? Besides following the CDC guidelines, explain how a van is sanitized.
I mean, we use, our, that's what I'm looking for. Our normal sanitizing as any in-house group that we have, they clean off the tables in-house, they, clean off all the door handles, things like that, bathrooms. Same with the vans, the disinfectant that they use. That's the word I was looking for. The disinfectant, they'll spray off the seats and the
Wipe 'em down.
Right,
just
and
wipe them down.
they do that daily, and
Yeah.
because we provide transportation to and from the homes, it's no different. So the vans are already being disinfected daily, and they'll continue for the community groups.
Yeah.
And then as we pick up people from their home, just like we did with the in-house people, they'll be screened before they can get on the van. Their temperature checked, and all the protocols, making sure they haven't been around anybody that tested positive, and so on. And then, so it's going to be a lot of the same thing as the in-house people. And then as we go in the community, we'll just make sure the masks are always on and the social distancing as much as possible, and get back into the world a little, kind of.
Exactly.
And
See,
give props to staff. They've been doing a great job so far with disinfecting the rooms and the vans here. So
Yeah,
mean,
with
it's-
everything, because
yeah.
their world's been flipped
Yeah.
upside down through this.
They're doing a little bit a lot more extra work just to keep these places running
Yep.
and going.
Sure, it's definitely got to be constant, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And
Without a
it's
doubt.
it's tough, to be in house all day, especially from staff that's been in the community and finding things to keep these guys busy and entertained and learning and training. But they've been doing a great job.
Yeah.
And I walk around these buildings and I see involvement. I see happy faces on our individuals.
Yeah, a lot of individuals are just happy to be
Yeah,
back. I mean,
exactly.
they're happy to be out of the house and out doing stuff. That's
Yeah.
really what it comes down
and
to.
seeing their friends. It's
Yeah.
That's great to hear.
Seeing us.
And with the sanitation processes, that's what guardians and parents
Yeah.
and even persons served want to hear for comfort. Now, what are some of the community venues that you guys are planning for Warren?
Definitely the bowling. I mean, it's a person. Individuals love that bowling. They
Yeah,
always talk about it.
bowling, some movies. There's going to be a lot of parks,
Yeah,
obviously with the weather,
parks.
like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And like Darren said, museums. We got the Henry Ford. A lot of different things that you can stay apart but be together. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a movie theater, you can sit a couple seats apart but be together. And we're going to have two groups go together but separate. So usually
Yeah.
we would have up to 12 people with 2 staff, but we're going to kind of isolate it to one group with 6 individuals and 1 staff, but another group will be in the same location, just
Yeah.
kind of on the opposite
Almost like a sister group. I
yeah, in
guess you
case
could
there's an
say.
issue, they
Yeah.
someone's there to help out, but they're not together, so we're not putting 14 people together.
I'm sure during this whole period of COVID and beyond, you guys talk to parents and guardians, okay? What has their response been to going back out in the community?
I mean, no different than them coming back to the building. I mean,
Yeah, for the most part,
yeah,
they're pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
The people that aren't back, that are worried about the virus more than others,
Yeah.
or wanting the vaccination until they come back, they're obviously not running back to the community yet because they're waiting for their vaccination. But the people that are here that want the community, they're jumping on board.
Yeah, ultimately they're excited we're open.
Yeah,
I mean
yeah.
that's mainly what it is. They're excited that our doors are still open, as opposed to maybe some of a lot of smaller businesses and stuff like that are closed. They're just happy that we're still in business.
Well, that's a
So-
testament to the programs that we run, that you guys run, because when it's missed that much, because of the fact that they're very social people and they miss
Yeah.
their friends. They've known these people since Lutz,
Yep.
okay, and beyond, so.
And that was one of the things I was personally worried about. As the longer this went on, that individuals and people would start feeling the new normal. And my new normal staying home. My new normal is playing video games and watching TV. So to kind of, not let them get that far and not wanting that new normal to happen, the virtual helped out a lot, and just staying in contact, making calls with them every couple of weeks and telling them how much we miss them. But like Darren said, these guys love this place, love their friends, that I don't think, as we made the calls and witnessed, there is no new normal for them. This
Right.
is their normal, and I don't think if this went on 5 years, they would come back as soon as they could.
Yeah, and I give props to a lot of the individuals for following the protocols and all that. I mean, they've been actually
Yep.
doing a pretty good job at doing all of that. I mean, you get your some here and there that hate the mask. We all do.
Usually with a prompt, though, they.
Of
yeah,
course,
oh
oh,
yeah,
yeah.
they're well
They're
aware of
usually
what's
pretty
going
good.
on, and they're very
Yeah.
responsible for the
Yeah.
most part, and keep their mask on, and they stay away. The touching, like I
Yeah.
can't believe how much
Right.
issues we had with touching of each other pre-COVID, and nobody's touching each other now. These individuals have.
They've really adjusted well.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
they're well aware.
Yep.
They're
Yeah.
well aware of the fist pump, the elbow pump.
Yep.
I know when I come through the building, the normal handshake or hug I would get.
Yep.
I'm getting an elbow. I'm
Yep.
getting a fist.
Or even
So-
just a wave.
Or just a
Yeah,
wave.
yeah, they're
just-
well
just
aware of
minor-
it, and
minor
they're
stuff.
very responsible, and it's good to
Yeah.
see. And
So most importantly, how excited are the individuals about community?
Oh, I've been hearing about it for months.
yeah, ever since we reopened in
Yeah.
August, when
When
can
we
we go
go
back out?
community.
When can we go back out?
I know I've been asked about talent show. What about it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it won't be a virtual talent show. Maybe sometime in the fall
Yeah.
we can do
Yeah.
something live. We normally have a walkathon in September.
Yep.
That is outside, so that's in the works too.
And the basketball tournament we
Yep.
normally have, we're
Yep.
getting a lot of
Oh,
questions
boy.
about. So hopefully if we push that to the fall, we can get that back up and running. But
You're gonna
yeah,
have a bubble like the NBA.
yeah, there we go. Everyone's kind of quarantined for.
We're gonna have to find some hotel rooms for
Yeah.
them.
Everyone gets their own floor
Yeah.
in the hotel, like the
I
NCAA
know.
tournament.
I know they love that tournament. Guys, I can't thank you enough for spending some time with us and sharing the academy updates. It's good to let parents and guardians know what's coming at them, giving them the opportunity for their individuals to return to this program. And again, if they can't or if they're skeptical, they've got virtual.
Yep.
They need to take advantage of virtual. Thanks again.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Anytime.
I'm Mike
Thank you.
Leon. Until next time, take care.